Hello everyone. Hope I'm audible. Okay. So let us begin the session in next like couple of seconds. Okay. So let's start with the session. Okay. So briefly introducing myself, I am Keyur Buddhdev. I'm a finance professional. Okay. And I've done my MBA from IIM, and post that I've been working with John Deere as a Mechatronics Engineer. So in graduation, I've done Mechatronics Engineering. Okay, so just to brief you about myself and how over the years what I've done and how my life has shaped up, that has led me to acknowledge what exactly Curio Box does. Okay, so just to brief you, as a child, I was always very smart, at least based on the marks I used to get in the school. Okay, and based on that, I my confidence always was always on rooftop. Okay, and my family was always proud of me. They used to always think that I am someone जो हमेशा लाइफ में बहुत अच्छा करेगा मतलब okay जो because of my marks again because of my marks everyone had this confidence in me that okay childhood से इसको इतने अच्छे marks आ रहे हैं ये इतना he is so intelligent okay he's so smart he is always amongst the top 10 kids of the school and all okay and that always used to boost my confidence I used to be like oh my god क्या मस्त हूँ मैं मतलब I used to feel I'm someone unique I'm someone who is an exceptional child okay and then I entered my college okay I met with my new friends I met with my new colleagues in my college and guess what my confidence just got shattered why because there were 100 more people who were similar to me who were always used to score good marks in their childhood towards the entire life okay and they the all that confidence that I was a unique I had some unique quality in me I was a special kid came down to zero because I saw that there are more than hundreds of people who are same as me and I wondered then what is unique in me then I interacted with my other friends who are in other colleges and guess what they told the same thing that in their colleges there are hundreds and more people there are hundreds more people in their colleges who have same marks, same qualification, same smartness as me, and my confidence level further came down. I mean, there I was among the top 10 students of my school to where now I am among lakhs of students who are just like me. Well, there was no differentiating quality that I could find in me, and I was like, I was wondering, yeah, what to do next. Again comes family in picture. Okay, they motivated me to focus on my studies and not to think about all this. Again, I strive hard to study what professors taught me in college, in my engineering college. What they taught me, I studied a lot. And again, I ended up scoring good marks. I ended up scoring good marks. Again, everyone around me was happy. Again, my confidence boosted up. Why? Now that I was amongst so hundreds and thousands of students who are similar to me, again I was able to score good marks. And my confidence again rose to sky high. Guess what? Life gives you all the shocks one by one. Then I joined John Deere, and at the first day of my work, okay, first day at my work, I was again brought down to ground. The reality struck me. I saw a huge factory, okay, and hundreds of people working in that factory. And guess what? When I saw them working, the instruments that were there, the everything that was there, when I saw them working, when I saw them doing their job, when I saw the processes that were going, I was taken aback again. I mean, it was way different than what I'd learned from childhood to all my college. I mean, the theory in which I had scored very well, the theory in which I took pride in my results, was hardly of use when I went to the job. I mean, I was feeling so low on confidence because I was not able to apply what I had learned, because it was always the focus for me was always towards marks, marks, and marks. And guess what? I was not able to apply what I had learned. The theory that I had learned was something that was in a 100% ideal world. However, when I came to the actual world, where how things worked, where I saw how things worked, I understood that I didn't know 10% of stuff, or not even 10% of the stuff. And that's when I understood that these marks, these theories that I ratified across over the years, that I learned across the years, when the actual kind of time of application came, I mean, I was hardly, I was hardly able to apply that knowledge. And guess what? That has been the case with hundreds and thousands of people we see around. There are lakhs of engineers that there are lakhs of people who become engineers every year. But if you see, I mean, how many of us even can change a tire in a car on our own? I mean, a punctured car, changing a tire on our own is also a big task for us, because we have never done that. We have learned how to build complex machines, how to design complex circuits over paper. But when it comes to actual application, we have not done anything. So, even a simple changing of tire becomes such a difficult task for us and for everyone to do. I mean, I would be very confident that so many people would be able to relate to me, where that though they may be engineers, given a task of changing a spare wheel in a car would be a challenging task for them. And that's a true thing. That's because in our entire education system, we have been taught so many complex things across, however, on theory. We have never gotten hands on experience where we could apply what we have learned. And everyone, as everyone would have experienced sometime in their lives, that there's a way different, there's a way big difference. I mean, there's a big difference in the theory we studied and actual application when we go to apply. Okay? And so I had to put again so much of efforts just to understand my profile, my job, just to go excel in my life job. When it came to actual tractor manufacturing, so basically I used to work for a tractor manufacturing. When it came to actual tractor manufacturing, I saw there's a huge difference. I mean, there's 5 to 10% was what I knew, what I'd studied, and then I had to put 10 times the effort than that what I'd anticipated. And during those times, I was just browsing through stuff. I was just going to my YouTubes, my Insta, and all, and I came across Curio Box. And guess what? I loved the concept. I loved what Curio Box were doing, what bringing up in the education system. They're bringing this disruption in the our education system, our routine education system, where they were asking parents to broaden their horizon. They were asking parents to focus on not only marks, not only theory, but overall development of the kid. I mean, what's more important than overall development of the kid? Marks, yes, as I said, right now you'll feel you're among the top 10 in school. When you go to college, you'll be like lakhs of people same as you. There's no unique differentiation you'll find amongst yourself. Okay, the unique differentiation comes by the practical application of the knowledge, which still lakhs of students lack in our Indian education society. I've seen my friends in US. I've seen my friends in US who have been part of various colleges, cultures, and schools itself. Who've been part of schools where they've gotten practical education. So there has been so many things that I saw that CurioBox was trying to bring about a change, which excited me to just connect with them. Mr. Kushal Thakkar, who runs this CurioBox, it was amazing to talk with them. I mean, I can see, yes, Mr. Parag asking us advice on something. Yes, so I'm coming there. So you could see CurioBox. I mean, the toddlers, from starting from toddlers till the age of say 10, 15, they have designed so many hands-on experiments. Okay, that has been mapped to the curriculum of their education. Where, I mean, I literally saw kids making electrical circuits. Okay, without wires and all, understanding the concepts of electrical circuits, which I used to do in at the time of my engineering, and I envy them because at this age they're getting this exposure with CurioBox. I mean, that's amazing. That's what's happening. So nowadays, what has changed than our order education system? Nowadays, parents only focusing on theory, marks for the young kids is not enough. They need to focus on how the overall development of the kids takes place. A student learning a basic concept of pendulum, or a student learning a basic concept of, say, energy, force, that they need to learn to apply also uh, in parallel to the theory. Today there has been so many upcoming things, like so many upcoming opportunities for kids in market that were not there while I was there. Now, I urge all the parents to ensure that their kids get an overall development rather than marks. As I said, I was always good with marks. But when I faced the real world, those marks were of no use for me. Those marks were of no use for me. So parents need to understand nowadays that जो marks है, जो that doesn't define the smartness of a kid, and that is not only sufficient for a kid. For a kid to excel, he needs to be very thorough with the practical application of the theories that he learned. There has been experiments that are specifically designed for, like, toddlers, for young age kids, for 10, 15 years of the kids when they are in 10th, 12th, where they apply those concepts. And I mean, the difference is huge. There is, you will see yourself, your kids standing out amongst the crowd because he or she had got this experience of practical learning upfront while growing up. See, I know the marks are always very important. People say marks are important because it gives them admission to good colleges. It gives them. But if you see nowadays, none of the colleges just take admission on marks. There's practical interviews that they take. There's potential that they look. Even for a school, getting admission into a good school, parents are interviewed, kids are interviewed to check their potential, to check the potential, to check whether the kid can do good or not. So, in such an environment, how do you ensure your kid stands out? There comes the importance of practical learning. Ro- Rectifying things, getting just the marks is like such a narrow or such a small term memory. Today, any kid who is in, say, 8th standard, if you ask questions of something they studied in 6th standard, he won't be able to score as good as he did during 6th standard because he would forget those things. He would forget those things because he has not applied those concepts. So, for young students, it is very important for parents to guide them in a different perspective nowadays, where they undergo hands-on experience of whatever concepts they learn. I mean, hands-on experience doesn't mean some hi-fi things. I've seen kids doing hands-on experience with whatever is available around in house around them. In such COVID conditions, I've seen, I mean, people I've seen kids doing experiments with things available only within our households. That's where the creativity gets developed. That's where the creativity gets developed for the kids. I mean, kids are thinking nowadays in such a outside the box ways where we never thought. As I said, I've seen kids making circuits, electrical circuits without using a single wire. Without using a single wire. I mean, how many of the engineers, if I ask today, make an electrical circuit without using a wire? I am pretty sure 8 out of 10 engineers would fail to do that. 8 out of 10. And nowadays we have kids doing it. So that's wonderful thing that I've seen Curio Box teaching kids for and making them ready for the future that is in store for them. We think our thought process reflects what we have been in past. However, and actual it should be what future holds for our kids. Past has gone. We should focus on what future holds for our kids. Okay. So I would. It's been immense that I'll again uh, highlight that what Mr. Kushal Thakkar is doing for Curio Box is a disruption in education system. I mean, इतना नया concepts लेके आते हैं वो इतने hands on, and I've seen the happiness. I've been a part of multiple sessions in the school where I've seen kids going out of the room smiling, happy, content, because now they had read how a fan works, how a light works, and all. But now they've learned how in actual a fan works, how you connect motor to a fan, and how how a switch connection is done, and when you switch it on a switch and fan. I mean, hats off to these kind of concepts, to these kind of education that kids are getting in these days. And to a request to all the parents, a request to all the parents, like being personally gone through all these stages of life, from schooling to BTech to working as an engineer with a US manufacturing company, with going to IIM, doing my MBA, and now working again as a finance professional. I will be, I'll vouch for it that the theoretical knowledge, the marks, everything is a small time thing. The big picture is what skills a kid, a person learns in this journey. The skills are gonna stay with us. And this is the need of the hour, where parents need to focus on giving this various, I mean, any skill may it be in sports. I mean, we have seen today India doing so good in Olympics. We winning gold, bronze, and silver, highest number of medals in Olympics. That's where India is moving. That's where India is competing with world. Now today we need to think how we compete, because world is shrinking. Everyone is traveling everywhere, world is shrinking. Today we need to think how we compete with people across the world, and the only way to achieve that is through skills. We say NASA is doing so good, or say there's so many, Facebook, Tesla, everywhere. But you know what? Why they're doing it so good? Why all the out of the box thinking companies are in US or say in Singapore and all? Why they are so ahead? Because of the skills they develop in this school times from their childhood. Parents need to understand that an overall development of a child, मतलब पूरा जो child का 360 degree development है, it might not reflect in the marks, but it reflects in who the child grows to be. It reflects in who the child competes with and wins amongst the other kids across the world. आज Sundar Pichai leading the top company in the world, Google. I mean Satya Nadella, again Microsoft. All are Indians, and they have gone through this phase of life. I've heard them. I've saw their interviews, and I'll vouch everyone. I mean, I've seen so many eminent personalities coming to IIM giving us lectures, and everyone told us the same thing. told us the same thing, that it is important for us not to focus only on theoretical knowledge. It is important for us to go broaden our horizon, focus on the practical learning for a kid. That is what gonna help them have a 360 degree learning. Okay, and I mean, personally, I've been fan of every parent who motivates their kids to go ahead in life and do what they want to do a 360 degree makeover for their kids, and who motivate their kids to go ahead in skill development, maybe in carpentry, maybe in electrical, maybe in sports, maybe in art. Whatever thing they go through, it is gonna be an important aspect of their overall development. So I urge all the parents to ensure that now on the trend is changing. Do not only focus on marks. Do not judge your kids only by marks, only by theory. Don't force him to rotify things. Ask him to get an overall experience, practical experience. World is shifting towards the skill development, the practical experience, which is bringing the startup culture in India, which is bringing a disruption in India. And tomorrow, if the kid wants to stand out, if the kid wants to be known, highlighted, I mean, they need to have this skills developed. Otherwise, like me, he will also feel the same, that he is amongst lakhs of same people without any unique quality. Fortunately for me, I strived hard in life at each and every juncture of my life and got to a place where now I feel I should ensure that the coming generation do not have to go through those many down downfalls, or those many places where they'll see that there is no unique thing amongst them. They should be, each and every kid is unique, each and every child is unique, and he should know that. He should work towards that, and parents should ensure that they give this overall development for the child. I mean, this is all that I wanted to say over the session. I'm very happy for any questions, any queries that you may post it in the group, and I'll be happy to answer them. I hope everyone enjoyed this session, and just a request for everyone to take away is, give your kid an 360 degree learning opportunity rather than just focusing on marks. Let's see if anyone has any further questions in the chat or somewhere, and otherwise we can end the session. And before we end it, as I've mentioned a couple of times, and again say, Mr. Kushal Thakkar has been doing a phenomenal job bringing a disruption in the education system, much needed, little late for India, but a much needed disruption that will change the education system of India. Kudos to CurioBox for such an amazing concept, amazing efforts, and the amazing system that you're trying to create. So, thank you, everyone. Okay, hope this finds in a good way to many parents who are looking for the future of the kids. Okay, thank you. Have a good day to everyone. Bye bye.